one thing that you will quickly find out when you're on a GLP-1 is that your appetite is very suppressed, usually. And sometimes it's hard to think of what you want to eat until the last minute when you are finally starting to feel hungry. And by that time, you might be tempted to grab the quickest thing that you can find. So I'm trying to avoid that by making some snack packs. So if you're interested to see what I'm putting in my snack packs, make sure you stick around. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Pamela if you're new here, and I am on a weight loss journey using lifestyle modification and a little help from compounded tirzepatide. And today I am going to be making some little snack boxes. I picked up these cute little snack boxes from Amazon. Each one holds about a half of a cup, and I'm gonna be creating my little snack boxes out of these. What I have for my snack box is some of these Frigo cheese and meat sticks. This one is the Colby Jack and turkey. I also have the mozzarella and beef salami. And then I have the sharp cheddar and beef sticks. I also have some grape tomatoes, and all of my produce has already been washed. I have some grape tomatoes. I have raspberries, blackberries, red and green grapes. I have some Greek olives, and this is both the black olives and the green olives. And then I have some cashews. I'll be measuring out everything that I'm putting in my snack boxes using my Tech City food scale. And the reason I got this particular food scale is because it does have an app that it syncs with where you can measure and document it directly into the app. I have yet to really use that feature. I mean, I've used it, but I meal plan and track in my Carb Manager app. So yeah, I'm a sucker for tech gadgets, and when I saw that this would document directly into a food tracking app, I was like, I've got to have it. And yeah, maybe one day I will start using that. But I measure everything in grams, so I'm gonna go ahead and set my scale 2 grams. I'm going to go ahead and get my turkey one together first. And I don't necessarily have to measure my meat and cheese because these are already pre-packaged, and each one is, I believe, 1 ounce. So I'll have all the measurements for the meat sticks and the cheese already on the package for what the serving size is. And then I'll measure my fruits and nuts and olives. Let's get to cutting. Okay, so all I've done is taken my meat sticks out of the package, and I'm going to cut these into even little bite-sized pieces, and that way it's easy to just stick them into the box. And I've already washed all of these as well. So now I'm gonna do the same thing with the cheese. I'm just going to take these out of the package and cut them up into little bite-sized pieces and put them in the boxes as well. All right, so I have my meat and my cheese in the boxes. And now I'm gonna do the same thing with the rest of these. I've got my mozzarella and my salami. And finally, I have my beef and cheddar. Okay, now that I have my 3 base snacks, which is the meat and the cheese, I'm gonna start assembling these boxes with the other sides that I have to go in. I know that every one of these is going to get some of the cashews. So I'm gonna look at the back of the package, and the serving size for the cashews is 28 grams. So I'm gonna put 28 grams in each of these containers. Okay, so I've got my snack box on here, and then I'm gonna tear the scale, and that clears out so it sets it back to 0. It may be a little hard to see on there, but it is at 0. And then I'm gonna do 28 grams in each snack box. So I'm gonna pour it until we get to 28. All right, that's 28 for that one. And I'm just gonna continue to do the same thing for all of my boxes. All of the packs now have the cashews in there, so I can get these out of the way. Now, this is the hardest part. It's gonna be figuring out what I wanna put in which boxes. I do know that I want to put the tomatoes and olives in with the mozzarella box. So, I've got my box with my mozzarella cheese in there. I'm gonna go ahead and tear the scale again to get it back to 0. And I am just, okay, so I'm just gonna put a handful of tomatoes in there and see what it comes up to. So that's 4 tomatoes, and it came up to 35 grams. I'm gonna go ahead and put 4 in here and try to get it around 35 grams as well. 37, that's close enough. When I track it, I'm gonna put 36 grams, and I should have written all of this down. The cashews was 28 grams. The tomatoes, we're gonna say 36 grams, so it's right in between. And then I'm gonna also add the olives in this one. All right, so for my olives, I'm gonna try to get a couple of black olives and a couple of green olives in each one. I'm gonna turn this back on, and it should automatically set at 0. All right, so I have 4 olives, and that gave me 30 grams. Now I'm gonna take my other box came up to 35 grams. So I am going to throw one more small black one into this one, just to kind of make it about even. So the only thing that I have left to put in these boxes is gonna be my fruit. So I'm gonna just throw in a couple of raspberries and blackberries. I'm gonna put in here, I need to track this first. So I'm going to say olives is going to be 35 grams. And turn my scale back on. Let's take one of of these out and see if I can find a smaller one. So I want to get that right at 20 grams if possible. There we go. We're at 20 grams. Let's see if I can get this one at 20 grams. 20 grams. So my raspberries is going to be 20 grams. Now I'm going to do my blackberries. So I'm going to tear the scale again. 20 grams of blackberries. And 19, that's close enough. So I'm going to say 20 grams of blackberries. I am completely done with my first snack boxes, and this is what they look like. So then my next box is gonna be my turkey and Colby. So I'll put turkey, Colby, Jack. And for this one, we also have the cashews, 28 grams. So for this one, I think I'm gonna do just the olives without the tomatoes, and then I'll also do the raspberries and blackberries. So I'm gonna tear my scale, and let's get some olives in here. And so since we're not doing the tomatoes, we can do a little bit more of the olives. Okay, that's 71 grams. And let's see what we have here. And we're at 70. All right, so we've got our olives, and I think we're done with those. Now I'm gonna do some raspberries and blackberries. So let's clear this out one more time. That's 31. 30, close enough. Now, let's put some raspberries in here. Now, these are done, and this is what this snack box looks like. So I've got my meat, my turkey, my Colby Jack, my olives, blackberries, raspberries, and cashews. These snack boxes are intentionally gonna be a little bit more calories than a normal snack because I'm trying to boost my calories again. So this last box, I'm going to put the grapes, and I'm just gonna put red grapes and green grapes. So let me clear out my scale one more time. Okay, so that's 66. $67, that's close enough. Then we'll do some green grapes. Let me put down here that my grapes, 66. So let's get this cleared out. All right, we've got 80 grams of the green grapes. Let's see if we can get this one to match up. $81, close enough. Okay, 80. And so this is what my final snack box looks like. And I'm gonna start putting this stuff into my Carb Manager app. All right, so now that I have all my measurements here, with the exception of my meat and cheese, I'm gonna go ahead and start entering all of this into my Carb Manager app so that I can create my snack boxes. So I'm gonna open up Carb Manager, and I'm gonna go to meals, and I want to create a recipe. And the first one is going to be my salami and mozzarella snack pack. I'll put this snack pack. Now, I'm not going to worry about prep time, total cook time. That's really if you're creating a recipe, and we're not doing that. We're not cooking any of this, and there's only going to be one serving. The snack pack is one serving, so we'll leave everything else the same. Now, we're going to add our ingredients. The first ingredient that we want to add is going to be our meat and cheese stick. So, this says 1 piece of salami, 1 stick, so we're going to add that. And then I'm going to scan it again, and I'm going to see if it gives me the option to change that to the mozzarella stick. And it does not. So what I'm going to do is check here and see if I can find it. Let's see if this matches. So it says for the cheese, it is 70 calories and let's see, 5 grams of fat, 1 gram of carb. So this is not quite it. So let's see if I can find one. Let's see. Okay. Now this one is pretty close, except for it has 1 carb. So I'm going to take this one, but I'm going to edit the nutrients and I'm going to make it 1 carb. And then I'm going to add that. Okay, so I have my meat and my cheese stick. The next thing I'm going to add is my cashews. And we want, change this to grams, and I'm going to take that off and I'm going to put 28 grams. Then we have grape tomatoes. I'm not going to worry about a particular brand. I'm just going to go with these grape tomatoes. And they were 36 grams, so I'm going to change that to gram, change this to 36. And then we have our olives. I'm going to put in Greek olives. And let me search and see. Okay, so we've got Greek olives. And let me see if it gives me the option for grams. And we had 35 grams. Then we had raspberries, 20 grams of those. Let's see, 20. And then we had blackberries. We had 20 grams of that. Okay, so I am finished adding everything to my snack box for this one. I'm going to go ahead and save, and I'm going to put this under uncategorized. So I'll leave that, and I'll create my recipe. So I have my one recipe created. Now I'm gonna go here and I'm going to create a recipe again. This one is gonna be my turkey and Colby Jack snack box, snack pack. And again, I'm not going to worry about any of that other stuff. I'm just going to go straight to adding my items. So I've got my turkey pack here. Let's scan this and see what comes up. And it's giving me the one turkey stick. So then I'm going to look for Frigo, Colby Jack cheese, and let's see, here we go, 90 calories, 0 carbs, and I'm sorry if you hear my dog walking around in the back. Okay, 8 grams of fat, 90 calories, so this one is good. Where's my protein? 6 grams of protein. All right, so that is perfect. I don't have to do any editing on that one. Then the next ingredient that we're going to add is going to be our cashews. And it's still set at 28 grams, so that's good. Then we're going to go to our raspberries. When we had 30 grams. And then we're going to do our blackberries. And we also had 30 grams. And then we had our olives again. We've got 70 grams this time. And that was it for that snack pack. So this one is going to be 420 calories. We've got everything in there. We got our meat stick, our cheese stick, our cashews, raspberries, blackberries, and Greek olives. So I'm going to save this one also under uncategorized. And then I'm going to create my last box. This one is going to be my beef and cheddar snack pack, and I'm going to scan, and it's going to be 1 piece, and this is giving me 90, so that is the beef stick. And then we're going to look for the Frigo cheddar cheese. All right, so we've got 0.5, 6 grams of protein, 8 grams of fat, and 1 stick, so that is perfect. We're going to close that. Then we're going to add our cashews, 28 grams, and then we have green grapes, and we had 80 grams, and we have red grape. And for the red grapes, and I know the picture is green, but it does say red grapes. This one we had 66 grams. And that should be it for here. We've got our beef stick, our cheese stick, our cashews, our green grapes, our red grapes, and 451 calories. We're going to create this recipe and we're all done. Whenever I'm ready to eat one of my snack boxes, all I have to do is come into my app, and let's say I'm eating one today. I'm on my daily log for today, and let's say I want to add a snack. I can go to my foods and my recipes. And let's say I'm going to eat the beef and cheddar snack pack. I can just click on that one and hit add, and it has added that to my app. And so I'm going to go ahead and take this off though, because I'm not eating it today. So I'm going to remove that. So that's it. It's pretty simple. And what I would do if I don't finish, I'll just measure what I have left. So let's say I have 2 grapes left. I'll measure how many grams that is, and then I will subtract that from the grams of grapes that I had tracked and just update it in my app. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and let me know down in the comments, what would you put in your idea snack pack? And who knows, maybe I'll make that one next time. Until then, y'all be blessed.